Hello and welcome to Quilt Addicts Anonymous. I'm Stephanie Soebbing. Today we have some brand new fabrics to show you today from Stephanie Brandenburg of Frond Design Studios for Northcott, and they are absolutely spectacular. I've been a fan of Stephanie Brandenburg's for a long time. She kind of lives local-ish to me. She's in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, which is about a 90-minute drive from the Quad Cities where Quilt Addicts Anonymous is located. And her designs are just absolutely fabulous, and about probably 2 years ago now, she paired up with Northcott, and so now her designs are, while she did wholesale them before, it's a lot easier for me to be able to bring them in, and they are absolutely fabulous, and you guys agree because you are always buying them up pretty much as soon as we list them out there. So we have a new collection that is her painterly style, and then we have a new basics collection for her as well, which we have in bundles, as well as some new triangle masterclass kits that I think you guys are going to love. Let's take a look first at Eau de Parfum, which I probably butchered in the name because I took Spanish, not French, in high school, but it is absolutely stunning, and we're going to take a peek now. So the collection includes one panel, which is included in the half-yard bundle that we put together. It starts off with this black and white line drawing, and then it starts to drip paint colors, and the paint drips more and more and more until we have this really gorgeous, just pooling of paint down at the bottom. And it is just so pretty and so gorgeous, and it really coordinates very well with the rest of the fabrics in here, as well as all of the basics. Well, they're definitely not basic, but a more of a reorderable blender line that will look fabulous and help support this panel. So we made this fabric available only as half-yard bundles with the panel. We are going to have some leftover panels because we have fewer of the half-yard bundles than we have panels. So you can totally mix and match, maybe get some fat quarter bundles to support the panel. But for this collection, there are a collection of prints like this one where we're going to see this repeat in some different colorways. And then there's a second design that you can't do as a fat quarter, and so we decided to do the whole thing as a half yard, so you get lots of beautiful fabric and you definitely have enough to make a quilt happen with. This one is gorgeous. I think it actually is kind of meant to look this way because you can see again those paint drips going down, and then we have the blobs of paint, and this one has more of a purple blue background with accents of green and red. It is just absolutely stunning. I should tell you all too that I'm filming late in the day on a very cloudy day, so the light is not as fabulous as it normally is, so the fabric might not be doing as much justice on the camera as normal. It's just been a day. My daughter developed a big fever overnight and has strep, and she's gonna be fine. But it's been a day as we've been figuring out how to organize who's watching her and who's in here, because my husband and I both work here in the business. All right, so this is the second design, and this is the one that takes the entire repeat to do the design. So it starts off in this one with this nice bottled blue, and then we start seeing those drips, in this case of green, as it makes its way down, and even like a little bit of yellow down here. It's just really gorgeous. This one would be really fun to use big, maybe some borders or some long strips. We're back with that first design again, this time in a blue colorway. We'll turn it so the drips are going the right way again. This time it's more of that blue with little bits of light blue as an accent. We still have a lot of green in here, so it kind of ties everything together. We also still have reds in there, so it really coordinates very well throughout the collection. So this is that second print where the design is from selvedge to selvedge. So we start off, it almost looks like to me like a sunset, where we have this nice golden yellow, and then we're going into some blues and later greens, and those paint drips are just stunningly gorgeous. This is the lightest blue in the collection, and we have more like greeny yellow for our accent in here. But because we're so much lighter, I feel like everything really pops a lot more when you're seeing the differences in texture and value in here. And we've got some more red and some purple and the two different like mustardy green colors. They're just really pretty. Here's another one of that same print. This one is very earthy, where we have a lot of those tanny rust browns and then some nice olive greens in there. It really is gorgeous. This is the last one of that drippy print in the collection. This one, as you can tell, is very green, and it really helps tie everything together by giving that brightness if you're going to use it along with everything else. This is our final print of the first collection. It's the one where it is from selvage to selvage for the repeat. It's absolutely gorgeous. We're starting off with this really crimson red. We're going into some blue, green, yellow, and then dripping back into our blue and red, and it is just absolutely stunningly gorgeous. So there we have it, Eau de Parfum, which I probably have said wrong. You can pronounce me in the comments section below. You can correct me there. By Stephanie Brandenburg by Frond Design Studio for Northcott Fabrics. I know that's a mouthful, but it's gorgeous. So you get the panel, and then you get half yards of all the prints in the collection, and they are just absolutely stunningly gorgeous. Now that is not all. Now Stephanie Brandenburg last year came out with a Plaster of Paris design that was designed to be more of a basic to go with her fabric collections that are more intense, like the one we just looked at. And there were a few of them available, and now we have the whole rainbow. So what we've done is we have split this up into fat quarter bundles only, because this is the kind of collection that you want to have like little bits of to help support other collections. It's like you just need that one red, and this one will do it for you. So we have 3 different colorways that you can get, or you can add one of each to your cart, whatever you want to do. And we've also come up with some new triangle masterclass kits where it works. So we're going to take a look and show you how we split these up for you guys, but they're all available on our website, shop.quiltaddictsanonymous.com. And I'm going to tell y'all, we're going to be down one of all of these because I'm stealing one from my stash. I don't do that often. I try not to hoard the fabric. I could get in big trouble doing what I do with that, but this is one that needs to live in my stash until I find my own perfect use for it. All right, so we've come up with our own names for these. They're not like Northcott names or anything. We just split them up so that way you could order by colorway or get the whole collection, and you can choose your budget on your own that way. We are starting with Water. This one we put together to have all of the cool prints in it. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more than I normally do so that you can see the details of the fabric on here. And I think it will provide a little bit better look of the actual coloring because, like I said, we're dealing with not ideal lighting because life happened today and I didn't get to film in the way that I normally film. This one is a really very rich, deep purple. Maybe we could also pop the actual screen images of what they look like on the side so you can see what they're looking at. I'm just making more work for our video editor Courtney right now, but it's gorgeous. You can see how it just looks like the texture of painting, and it's called Plaster of Paris because it looks like Plaster of Paris where you've just swooped it all over. This one here is, I would still call it a dark purple, but it's definitely not as dark as the one that we just looked at. It's closer to like violet, I think, than the plum. So it's really gorgeous. This one is definitely more of a fuchsia magenta colorway. So pretty. This to me looks very much like ocean blue. I think it's absolutely stunning. This one here is more cobalt blue. This one is very much a medium blue, but it is a little bit brighter than the one we just looked at. Definitely clearer tones in the undertones of this one. This is our lightest blue of the collection. Most everything in here is quite dramatic, and so this is about as calm as we get. All right, we are now getting into the turquoise family. This one is very much like an emerald green with like little hints of blue in that turquoise family. This one's very much in the teal camp. I'm here for it. We've got a bright Kelly green here. This one's very olive green with some mustard yellow undertones. And this one is definitely a dark forest green. All right, that was our water colorway that we came up with for the Plaster of Paris. And again, that is available in fat quarters or as a triangle masterclass kit. You can see a digital image of what it would look like if you put this together, and it is absolutely stunning and very tranquil with all of the cool tones in there. It is really pretty. So next up, we're going to take a peek at our fire colorway, and I can't take credit for naming these variations that we came up with. Stephanie Brandenburg, who works with us and who did our intro to garment sewing class, she came up with the names of it. I came up with the color combinations, and then we have Stephanie Brandenburg who designed it. So a whole lot of Stephanies, you can't go wrong. This one is very deep chocolatey brown. We have crimson red. This one is a little bit lighter than the red we just saw, mostly because of these bits here that do trend a little bit lighter. The other one has more black kind of interspersed throughout it. This is the most tonal one I've seen where there isn't as much color variation between the different levels. This one is kind of bridging orange and red. We're getting more into that burnt orange territory. This one is more strawberry red. There's almost a little bit, a hint of pink in there. This one is very pumpkin orange. This orange is brighter. It reminds me of flames. This one is a very saturated yellow with deep hues. I would call this more like marigold. It's very pretty. This one reminds me a little bit of summer sun. It's a little bit lighter yellow than the one we just looked at. I think that this one is called creamed corn. And we're going to finish it up with a nice beige. So again, that is our fire colorway. You can get it in fat quarter bundles or as a triangle masterclass kit, which comes with everything you need for your fat quarters and then also your background and binding. And if you get a kit, then the pattern is free. All right, we have one more colorway, and that is smoke. And this is all the grays and whites. There were only 6 of them, so it wasn't enough to do a triangle masterclass kit, but this is a must-have for your stash. Let me tell you, it is gorgeous. This print is barely visible. It's a white on white, and it just has a subtle texture of the swirls that we've been seeing throughout. This is our lightest gray of the collection. This one is only a little bit darker than the last one, but it's kind of a medium gray. This one is very much charcoal. It is one of the darkest ones that we have. This one definitely belongs with the gray ones, but it also has little hints of like a greeny brown going through in those undertones, which makes it really interesting visual. And last but not least, we have black, but it actually has a lot of texture and dimension to it, which is great because then it's not like solid black. It's gonna still like keep your eye moving with a lot of visual interest. All right, so those are the new goodies from Stephanie Brandenburg. We have Eau de Parfum, which is available as a half-yard bundle with a panel. We are going to be able to have a few panels separate, but the yardage here is only available as a half-yard bundle. So grab those. I think those will be the first to go. And everything on this table is going to my stash. So you're going to have to get the other ones. Then we have our water fat quarter bundle, which is also available as a triangle masterclass kit if you want an idea of what to do with it. And we have the fire fat quarter bundle of Plaster of Paris, which is also available as a triangle masterclass kit. And then we have the smoke fat quarter bundle, and all of these are only available as fat quarter bundles. So they're really pretty. They go great with all of this, and it's just a great blender to have in your stash because there's so much movement and coloration in there that it can go with just about anything where you need, you know, that perfect blue or that perfect red. This is going to have something for it. So I'm adding this to my Stephanie Brandenburg stash. I have a few stashes. I have some Allison Glass stash. I save a lot of Tulip Pink, and I've saved a lot of Stephanie Brandenburg for someday. It will happen and something will happen with it. But today is not that day for me because I've got a stash with Stephanie Quilt to get done this weekend. But I'm keeping these. Someday I will do something fabulous with them all. Today is not that day. But you can go ahead and grab these and have some fun with them and let me know what you make with them because they're fantastic. All right, go check out all the goodies over at shop.quiltaddictsanonymous.com. And until next time, happy quilting.